Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at everything that I picked up from day 1 and 2 of Syracuse Collectors Con, Syracuse Comic Con as I like to call it. It really is just a massive Comic Con scale event in Syracuse at the New York State Fairgrounds. It happens, as far as I know, every year, at least the past 2 years, March 28th, 29th, 30th, around there at the New York State Fairgrounds, like I said. So I went last year. I do have a video on the channel of everything that I picked up there. Once again, there were a ton of wrestling celebrities that were there. Jeff Jarrett, Road Dogg, Bushwhacker Luke, Earl Hebner. Who else was there? Ted DiBiase, Ken Anderson, what was it? James Winger, Wagner, I forget his name, Andrew Anderson, The Real Drago, a whole bunch of them. So it was really cool to meet and speak to and get a bunch of signatures from them. And we're going to go over those along with everything else that I picked up. And we'll kind of touch on everything as we get there. Yeah, huge shout out to Syracuse Collectors Con. You can check them out on Facebook. So the first thing, let's kind of get out of the way. I'll do this first. So, like I said, Jeff Jarrett showed up at Syracuse Collectors Con today on Sunday, and I was able to go out there, meet him, get some stuff signed. And what I did last night is I actually made these kind of mock-up, like, Marky D 123-esque Jeff Jarrett Pokemon cards. So, if you're curious, if you're trying to make Pokemon cards, the one thing I will say is there's just the normal photo on the back. But if you want to make little Pokemon cards or something, go to Walmart and do the wallet size photo. And they come in a bunch. You can just cut them out. Maybe you could even do the logo on the back and just tape it on there. But I'm definitely going to be doing this in the future for custom Pokemon cards or little collectible cards, just maybe little gag ones like this. I think it'd be really cool. I just made this little mock-up on Google Docs, uploaded it there, and it was ready in the morning. I submitted it at like 1 a.m. and it was ready at 11 a.m. the next day. So that was really cool. And then speaking of the autographs, I did get one of those cards signed by him. I thought that was awesome. I was originally going to have him do it on the back, but I just thought it'd be really cool to have it on the front there. So we do have that. And then we also got, shout out to my friend Sean from the New York State Figure Collectors Group for hooking me up for this, the ringside exclusive Jeff Jarrett. I do have a review of this figure on the channel if you want to see it unboxed, but I do not have it out of the box. And actually, I might even have his original Last Outlaw box to put this back in. That might be a little taker right there. So we'll have to see about that. But a signed Jeff Jarrett action figure. All right, so let's get through this big stack of action figures. Actually, no, we can get through these two first. Just the other two autographed things that I have. Like I said, Ken Anderson, Ken Kennedy, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Kennedy, whatever you want to call him. He was there as well, and I got this really cool silver prop mic signed by him. So you can see Mr. Anderson, ... Anderson. And that was really cool. He's one of my personal favorite wrestlers of all time. So it was really cool to meet him. He was super chill. Very quiet guy, very, very solemn, which I definitely respect. Next up here, one of the cooler props that I got was this fake gold bar signed by Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. I was like, what can I get signed by Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man? Well, I think a gold bar is probably one of the best things, and that gave him a chuckle when I handed this to him. Another cool thing, I think it was MGA or MSA, something like that, but authentication. They were on site, and let's see, let me look right there. Yeah, well, there's their look. What is it? MAS authentication was on site there, so they authenticated all of the autographs that I got, which I thought was super sweet. So we have that as well. We got those out of the way. All right, let's get to some of these action figures. The big guy in the back. Big shout out to Pawn Pro. They had a thing where it was like, follow us on Facebook or Instagram and spin this wheel for a possible free prize. And I was able to pick from the prize wall and get this super awesome Prince Adam Sky Sled action figure. Now, I'm still debating whether to unbox this and kind of open it and mess around with it or to resell it. I'll probably end up reselling it. Well, not reselling it, but just like trading it in for something else. But this was still just a really fun pickup to get something like this for free. Like, I mean, it was all it cost me was a Facebook follow for a page that I honestly probably already was following. And this is just super cool. So I was very thankful to have picked this up. Not really worth too much, like $25, but hey, it was free. And this is probably one of my favorite things that I picked up this weekend. And actually, as we're saying that, I'm hoping that one of those things is in that bag there. All right, to this big stack of action figures. Shout out to Father Derek from Immortal Championship Wrestling for finally hooking me up. Well, not him finally, but I finally found it. A G.I. Joe Classified Footloose. One of the ones I've really been looking for recently. I'm a big fan of the Vietnam vibe with this guy, so I definitely wanted to pick him up, and I will be unboxing him on the channel coming this week. Another unboxing. This is going to be Renee from the Mirage TMNT series for $10. I was like, you know what? I have the space to display a lot more of those Mirage figures, and I was like, for $10, this will definitely be a good pickup. So I don't really know who this character is, but a lot of accessories, and again, it was $10. So I will be shouting out where I got this very soon. It's that business card right there. So if you are curious, I got this from that place that we're going to talk about here in just a second. But that will be another unboxing here on the channel. Another unboxing on the channel because I don't really need to keep him in box. I really do kind of want to unbox him. This is going to be the WWE Elite Steve Blackman. These actually hit my local Walmarts this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now today, Sunday. I stopped by my New Hartford Walmart today, and they had a bunch of these. They had like 3 of them on the shelf. But I'm glad that I got mine. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Steve Blackman. I just like the idea that he was a wrestler that used weapons, and he comes with a hardcore championship. So I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm really going to debate whether to keep this guy in the box because I'm not the biggest fan, or unbox him because it really is just such a cool looking action figure. So we do have that possibly, potentially coming to the review section as well. This one I won't be reviewing because I just wouldn't have a place to display him. But for $10, thanks to Blue Eyes Auctions for this really cool first appearance DC Universe Classics Batman. So yeah, first appearance Batman in box. And this was in their 50% off section. They had a bunch of DC Universe Classics, but this was the one that I really wanted the most. It's one that I do not have. They had like Cyborg and Amazo and a couple other ones, but this was the one I didn't have. And this is really cool. I actually got it for $10, and it goes for, at the very least, like 30 online in box on eBay. So that was a nice pickup, and I'll be sitting on this for a while. I have a couple other figures that are in the same packaging, so they'll be able to stack up nicely. So I do have a place for that in the collection. All right, this is really my favorite part of what I got in that bag right there. So I want to go over the literature first. We're going to leave that just there. We'll go over this, I guess. But number one, this is Love Lunks. I want to say Love Lux. Love Lunks. I don't know, you guys there we go, double L, how about that? But they're really cool. So they do permanent jewelry, and they come around in a mobile van, so that if you do events and stuff, they have like jewelry on site making, and you can purchase them there. It's really cool. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, be sure to check them out, and it was great having a conversation with them. There's some more information here on the back if you are curious. We do have that. And then I think a little pin that I grabbed. This was actually from the CNY Pop Culture Monthly Marketplace, but a little homegrown hero pin there. I don't know what that's about, but still pretty cool. For my friend Sean, he made some custom Pokemon cards for the Hilton Apple Festival. So we have these here. These are pretty rare. I mean, you don't see them on store shelves, so it's still pretty sweet, but these are definitely really cool. I do like those a lot. Thank you to him for giving those to me. And this was actually his prize for spinning the wheel. We do have an A-Team 10 cards, 1 sticker, 1 stick of bubblegum pack here. I thought that was really interesting. So I'll probably just keep this in the packaging with my card collection. But we do have that. I'm a big fan of the A-Team. I do like the A-Team. I was trying to sit there and give him a quote, but my brain couldn't work that fast. So I guess I'm not that big a fan. Available at the flyer desk at Syracuse Comic-Con was Ayn Rand's Red Pawn. I apologize. The graphic novel. This is like a full-on graphic novel that was completely for free. So I grabbed a copy of this, and I'm going to add it to my read pile. So we'll definitely check that out. And actually, I'm going to do that right now, so I don't forget. My independent read pile is just right there. So I'm going to throw that there. And speaking of comics, these are some ones that I grabbed from Ravenswood, I think on Thursday. Number 1, we have Supernatural issue number 6. This is a great series. If you're interested in reading some of the earlier kind of untold missions of Sam and Dean before, the whole universe, whatever, or the apocalypse, whatever, this is a great series. Just kind of these one-off little missions, and it is really fun. I'm going to add that to my pile as well. This one is going to just be going into my collector's box. I'm not really reading this Green Lantern series right now, but I guess it was like a prominent issue. But for $8, I just love this cover of all the different Green Lanterns on there. Stuff like this, box art, box art, I guess. But comic covers like this are what I live for. I love seeing just all those lanterns together. That is beautiful. So shout out to Ravenswood Comics for that. And then these 2 comics that you can see right there, I actually picked these up at Syracuse Collectors Con. These are going to be some Jonah Hex ones, issue 3 and 5 of Jonah Hex, Riders of the Worm and such. And those are just for the collection. As you guys know, I'm a big Jonah Hex comic collector. And then here is all of the literature. So let me get this out of the way just for now. All right. So, ADK cards and collectibles. There you go. Shout out to them. They were there at the Comic-Con. I'm trying to remember what their table had. If I grab the card, it's probably something cool, but definitely check them out if you're interested in cards and you're located maybe in more northern New York. Oh, man. I was also able to meet Neil Kaplan, who voices Madara from Naruto. One of my really good friends is a huge Naruto fan, so he actually paid me to get a signed Funko Pop for him. I wish I had it with me. It's still in my car because I'm going to drop it off for him, but I'd show it off. But he was really, really cool. Great voice actor. He was actually a StarCraft voice actor, which he inspired me to start getting to the lore of that. And I actually have a Rainer action figure. But it was still really cool to meet him. Again, I'm just like facilitating this thing for my friend. And I just happened to be doing that with like a very famous voice actor from Naruto. So that was really cool. And it was awesome to meet him. And he actually, so he gave me this bookmark for free. And I was very thankful for that. So I'll definitely be keeping this. What else do we have? Oh, Kaler's Crypt taxidermy. These little taxidermy dolls. I'm definitely going to grab one for my girlfriend. Hopefully she doesn't watch this video, but I'm going to get one for my girlfriend for her birthday. I figured that I would wait and maybe just ship the taxidermy directly to her as opposed to like holding on to a, although clean, dead animal for weeks on end, and I have dogs in my house, and I just thought it probably wasn't the best idea. But yeah, Kaler's Crypt, if you are interested in very pretty, very unique, slightly gothic or grotesque, but very cool and very unique and very beautiful taxidermy animal figures. So there's that as well. Sticker from my coach, Johan Nara, and actually speaking of that, I do have, been waiting for it for a long time, some merch from my wrestling coach, my pro wrestling coach, Johan Nara. So he's got this very Naruto-inspired shirt here. The legit one, Johan Nara, with this really cool logo on the back. One of my new favorite shirts. It's super sweet. And then, of course, like I said, the sticker to go with it. Just an old Two Cousins pinball business card. This is where the CNY Pop Culture Monthly Marketplace is held, so there's that. What else do we have? I think I have two of these, so I'll grab both of them. But Upstate New York Comic-Con, that's going to be happening in Little Falls. I know that Ravenswood is going to be there, so be sure to check it out. I'll be definitely hitting this up. Comic giveaway, cosplay at Comic-Con for the whole family. What is it, $5 entry? That's not bad at all. June 20th, 2026. I'll be promoting that in my Facebook group. Also, we have the Hilton Apple Festival, October 3rd and 4th, Card, Toy, and Collectibles Expo. This is definitely really cool. My friend Sean is really trying to promote this. I will definitely be making it out there. I don't think I've ever been to Hilton before, so I would really want to go. And we also have the Pro Wrestling Mega Fest. I've been promoting this in my Facebook group for a while. This is going to be a huge event in Depew, New York, right? Depew, yeah. That'll be really sweet. You got Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Bubba Ray Dudley, Scott Steiner, The Godfather, and much, much more. So we have that as well. PokeFest in Syracuse, a TCG collectible show. You have some voice actors coming there. This is via CNY Promotions. That's going to be April 11th at the New York State Fairgrounds. I'll try to make it out there. That sounds like a cool little event. Retro Games Con Spring Edition. This is always a fun one, so be sure to check it out. This is going to be at the On Center in Syracuse. I know that off the top of my head. Didn't even have to look at the little label there, but I think I've shown off this little brochure like 18 times over the past month. We also have NocoCon 2026 for our northern New York people, Watertown, New York area. I've not been to this, but I probably should this year. This is going to be June 6th and 7th, so we have that as well. Toy Fest number 9. These are always great. This is going to be Saturday, May 2nd at the New York State Fairgrounds. This is very similar. This is like a slightly smaller version of Syracuse Collectors Con. So if you don't make it, or if you couldn't make it out there this weekend, be sure to make Toy Fest at the State Fairgrounds. Then in Rochester, Flower City Comic Con. I've not been out there. Apparently they've been making this rock for a couple of years now, and I was talking to the volunteer there at the table, and she was speaking very highly of it. But Flower City Comic Con, so there's some stuff for that. I have another little brochure for that. We also have live pro wrestling, thanks to One Up Wrestling Shakedown in Oswego. Yeah, Oswego, right at the Crucifili Rink. I've actually been there before. It's a very good location. And Carlita will be there along with Oswego's own Steve McKenzie. And then finally here, the entire show schedule for the Northern or CNY promotions. So there you go. All of the upcoming events, Collectors Fest, Collectors Con, PokeFest, whatever it is for the rest of the year. So there you go. All right, now let's get to the good stuff. That was quite the mouthful. Wow. I think I tapped out of reality while I was naming all that stuff. Then I probably wiped out 5 minutes of the video. But I got to get through everything, guys. I got to get through everything. Everything has to be documented. All right, so the number one best thing that I picked up, because I've been addicted to them recently, was a bunch of A Real American Hero, G.I. Joe, from Vintage Finds. A little pun there. The owner's name is Vinny, so Vinny, or Vintage, I should say, Vintage Finds. And they had some great stuff. Some of the action figures I grabbed. Actually, number one, I grabbed this from my friend Sean Mansfield. I forgot to mention that. But a Ghost to end out my Thunderbolts collection. So I now have all of the Marvel Thunderbolts in Marvel Legends form. So that's pretty sweet. But for $10, I did grab this really cool. I almost bought this from That 80s Toy Shop in box. We have a loose Heath Ledger, the Dark Knight Joker from the Dark Knight movie, so that was really cool. Kind of that movie Joker, but in this molding is something that I've been looking for. And as you guys know, maybe like 6 months ago, close to a year ago, I picked up a that version. But of Batman and DCUC molds and everything. So there's that. And then we got a bunch of G.I. Joes. So the loose ones that I already took out and cleaned, we'll go over those right now. Number one, we have Cobra Commander. And guys, these were like for 10, 15 bucks a piece, no more. I don't think I paid more than 15 bucks for any of these G.I. Joes. Incredible prices once again, thanks to Vintage Finds. I'll leave it right there for now. We have Cobra Commander. So that was really sweet. We also have Major Blood, the OG, and that's the hooded mail-away version of Cobra Commander too. But we have Major Blood. Who else did we get? Oh my God, Xandar. I've been looking for this guy for a long time. One of my favorite of the Dreadnoks or of Zartan's family. We have Xandar. I have a review of his classified figure here on the channel. We do have that. We also have Outback. They had some more updated versions today. I was a little bummed that I couldn't have gotten one because the ones they had the survival printed on there. But we have Outback here. I am looking for the Tiger Force variant where he's kind of the old man Outback. But these are also all in exceptional condition. Exceptional. Except for the Cobra Commander. He's a little fragile, but none of them are loose at all, which is what I love. We also have the Desert Scorpion here. I've never seen this in person. I had to pick it up. I was definitely more of a fan of this one than I am of the classified version, but we have the Desert Scorpion. And then the last two that are at least unpackaged here, we have Hit and Run. And I also added all the weapons to them. They didn't come with weapons or accessories, at least most of them didn't. We have Hit and Run there, which looks really good and in great condition. And then finally here, Muskrat, one that I've been looking for a little bit too. Destro is my spirit animal. It's kind of been inspiring me to get him. But Muskrat, and then here's the haul from today. So these were all the ones that I got yesterday. I'll move these over just a little bit. But today I got some even better ones. So let's see. And these I haven't cleaned yet. They're still in the little packaging. But number one, and I actually accidentally bought two of these. I bought a first batch, and then I walked around for like another hour or so, and then I came back, and he actually added some more. And I forgot that I bought two Flints. But I did get this one with the card for Flint. And both of them are in great condition. So I do have that Flint right there. And let's see if I can grab the other one real quick. Where is he? And I also have this Flint. So, little mistake on my part. I paid $20 for the carded one, $15 for this one. But I think I'm going to trade this out for a little deal that I kind of have in my head. So, we'll see how that goes. But Flint, we also grabbed version 3 of Tollbooth for $5. That's a really cool looking figure. I've never seen that before. We also grabbed, I think his name is Cutter, right? And I just love that where he's got the little baseball hat on with the B. And the jeans. I just love how that figure looks. So I've definitely been wanting him. We have Cutter. And then I've been building up the Dreadnoks, so thankfully they helped me out. We have Ripper here in very good condition, still with the crotch piece, which is awesome. A lot of the Jodes that I pick up don't, so that's pretty cool. Here's one without the crotch piece. We have Tollbooth. I just thought he was very kind of New York looking, you know, kind of brawler-esque and with the little thing. And I actually have a Tollbooth that I'm going to be making in my display, so it'd be nice to have a little Tollbooth there. And then version 2 of Frostbite, probably my favorite version of Frostbite with that kind of bomber jacket on. He just looks awesome there, so we have Frostbite as well. A couple more here. Red Dawn from Slaughter's Renegades. I already have Taurus and Mercer, so we're kind of building out that collection. There is that. And then also we got, just for another little enemy, we have Voltar here. And he's one of the Iron Grenadier generals, I believe, for Destro. And I'm a big fan of the Iron Grenadiers and Destro as well. Once again, thanks to Destro as my spirit animal. Shout out to them. And then finally here we have Globulus. Just such a crazy action figure, once again inspired by Destro as my spirit animal. It's kind of the reason I picked this up, is he just talks about the goofiness and silliness, but also the coolness of this figure. Just this big snake guy. So that is really cool. I'm kind of building out, getting my real core of the G.I. Joe and the Cobra hierarchy. And then finally here, I want to say this is probably my favorite single item that I bought. I was just walking around, I looked over at a table, and for $10, Retro Games Con had this Raccoon Police pin, but it's pretty big. It's almost the size of like an actual police badge. So I'm going to consider this a Raccoon City police badge. Super cool. I've been really into Resident Evil lately. I've been listening to a lot of the lore, trying to play the games, and this was just a little icing on top of the cake, and I just love how shiny that is. Super sweet. So, folks, that is going to be it for the Siege of Syracuse, day 1 and 2 of Syracuse Collectors Con 2026. Once again, I implore you to go look at some of the reviews of the figures or the classified versions of the figures that I reviewed today, and to go check out last year's version of the Syracuse Collectors Con video. I'm definitely going to go back and take a look at that and kind of see how far I've come as a channel. But I want to see what I got last year in comparison to this year. But I will leave it there, folks. A massive shout out to CNY Promotions and Syracuse Collectors Con for an awesome weekend. This was my birthday week, so I really was looking forward to this. And shout out to Jeff Jarrett, Ken Anderson, all the other celebrities, Ted DiBiase, all the other celebrities that I met, along with a lot of the friends that were there as well. So thanks again, folks. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.